Hello and welcome to my video today. This is going to be a quick follow-up to my ambient lighting video that I did last week. One thing I did notice is that some of the wiring cables are too long for the car, especially for the lights that are on the front dashboard and console areas, because they come with these long 78-inch or so extension cords that are just not needed. So what I ended up doing was purchasing a solder seal wire connector kit. And what these do is when you cut the cable, you use this connector here and you insert the wires in on each side of it, and then using a heat gun, it will melt the plastic and the solder so it becomes a good fit. I did this for a number of the cables, and as you can see, some of them I've shortened drastically, and there are 3 wires in each of these. So what I did is I cut the wires and I matched them up from this connector to this connector. I used 3 of these and I then got it connected, and then I used some electrical tape on the outside of it to make a more solid fit. This is an example of one of the shorter wires for the console area. This one is also another version of that. And then for the dashboard, I needed about a length of this, and that's why I did these cables. So that will drastically reduce the amount of extra wires that are sitting in the front console area. So I figured that was definitely something good to do, and I've tested these and they do work. I purchased a third kit, and this is similar to the one that I used on the front of the car. And what I'm going to be doing is using 2 short sections of the LED strip to do the rear roof that's glass, that's over the between the second row and the trunk area. And then the area between the first and second row, I'm using this longer piece. This is the 43-inch sections, and the ones in the back are using the 29-inch sections. So we are going to install this in the car. I'm going to locate this in the rear of the car since it's easier to route the cables up to the roof from that area. So I'm going to be putting this back where the 12-volt connector is on the vehicle, and then I'm going to go up the side and across the roof to reach those 2 areas. I also put 3M double-sided tape on all of these, so when I mount these on the plastic areas of the roof, and I'll show you, there's plastic rails that go along the roof that I'm going to be putting these on so that they will be able to not move and nothing will catch on them. So yeah, so that's the plans for this project. So let's get started. Here I have the setup in the back. I have the USB connected to a USB hub, and then the 6 connectors, of which only 4 that I'm using right now are connected to the 4 LED strips. Just checking everything out, making sure everything is good. Then I also have the 4 78-inch extension cords, and I'm going to probably be routing all 4 of the cords together up the side here, underneath this plastic, into the area up above, and then I'm going to route it to 2 of them for this side and then 2 of them for the left side. Here you can see I'm routing the cable up this area here. I'm going to make sure that I stay away from the airbag. I'm going to route it as close to the weather seal as possible so it doesn't interact with anything. Then I have it going up through this section right here, and then I'm going to have 2 of them on this side of this beam and then 2 on this side of the beam, because I'm going to have 1 starting right here and then 1 starting right here, and then the same on the left side of the car. So let's get that going. All right, wiring is done. So in summary, I have the wiring going from the trunk 12-volt outlet running along the inside here. I have it coming up this column, goes behind this plastic, then goes behind this plastic on the inside of here, all the way to the roof. I fished it across a few inches to the inside here. I ran 2 longer wires to the far side, the left side, and 2 shorter ones to the right side here. I made sure I had just enough to reach those areas. I don't want to have much slack. And then I also used gaffer tape in various areas along here and here so that the wires won't move around and will not make any noise. And I made sure that they're not anywhere near the airbags. So when I'm done with all of the wiring, I'm going to push all the plastic trim back into its original position. One thing I'm going to do when I mount the LED, I'm going to have the LED pointing up into the glass. I think that will be a better effect than pointing down. So let me start putting these in. Now I'm going to trim the LED light so that it ends where the plastic ends. So let me get that. There we go. Make sure I press it very firmly against the plastic. Okay, at this point I have both of the rear sections lit up. We have the left side and the right side. And it's basically going on the rail all the way along it. And I just have to tidy up the wires. And then I'll start the front ones. All right, let's get this one going. All right, the installation is now complete. Let me show you what it looks like. I am in the lift gate right now and looking up. You can see the lights in the front sunroof as well as the rear. And here's a good angle right now. You can see it just goes on quite a ways. The 2 longer pieces in the front are roughly 36 inches and the 2 in the back are roughly 24 inches. Let me go around to the side, show you that. Here's a view from the front seat looking back. And I have the LEDs aimed at the glass so they reflect. So that is a cool effect. And here's what it looks like from the passenger seat left rear. I just have it on the default rainbow color right now. It just goes through a cycling of colors. And just like the front, I can do different patterns and different colors and have them all match up by using the app or the remote control. I think it came out really nice. And let's one last view of the rear, and all of the wires have been hidden. I do have the wires routed back here to a USB hub that I have connected to the 12-volt power. This works out much nicer than what I originally had, since now I can power the front dash cam, Apple CarPlay device, and the LED streamers. Adding up all these devices is not very much. LED lights are very low amperage, so even having a whole bunch of these is not really much of a strain on the 12-volt system. And that's what the control area looks like back here for the power. That about does it for this video today. I hope you found this interesting and a worthy part 2 for the original ambient lighting video. If you want to attempt this, I have the links in the video description. And just like the previous video, make sure that you put some gaffer tape on any of the wires that are loose so they don't make any noise. And that's about it. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.